They have to adjust stuff like, they have their own employees, so they have to do like healthcare every year. Just say, what's the cost of the 5 guys, the healthcare? But they just plug it in the model and it does the math. So it tells them what their water rate should be. No guessing, no, I really don't know how to pay, you know what I mean? It's all in there. So this was, we've done this in a bunch of other communities. This just happens to be one where it's like an equal package. But we've done this in a bunch of communities and it really helped them. And again, this was, is this engineering? I would say, yeah. Because at the end of the day, they got the pipes fixed and they put in the tank and they did all the things that they needed to do. But they couldn't have done any of that if they hadn't done the planning work for it.
That would be a can of worms for us. Because we don't have this commercial. We have commercial and residential, so.
Well, they do too.
But I'm saying, in
yeah.
the same location,
Yeah.
on the same meter.
Same meter, yep, they did too. What we did there was, so we did the easy categories. This is all the residential, which is really just residential. Here's all the commercial, just for me. Then we came up with a list of everybody who was we're not really sure who you are. And then the cool thing is, as John said, with computers, you can find almost anything you want to know. And we used a lot of tax data to do the analysis, to say, well, how is it taxed? Is it taxed as a mixed-use property? So it's 2 times residential, but this is taxed as a 415, means it's a mixed-use property. So we were able to get down, we did this, this was small, this is only.
They'll have the same issues
Yeah.
as you do.
Yeah, they all did.
Yeah, I
We
don't
did East
think we-
Greenbush,
That's
which was,
interesting.
East Greenbush was 10,000 customers. And we got down to every single customer, figuring out who they are, what should they be charged, what is fair. We had a few outliers, like we had a car wash that had 3 car washes sitting one right next to the other. It turned out that one was on the public water system, 2 run wells. Apparently nobody knew that.
Just
Sort of
figure it out
interesting.
sometimes.
But you figure it out. And sometimes you don't need to get that far in the weeds, but in the case of East Greenbush, they were losing money and they were not figuring out why they were, they were pumping out all this water and there's the revenue that should be commensurate with that water. So that was really, they were on the hunt to find where's the missing revenue, what's going on. Well, there was, this building which had the meter, but then there were five buildings behind it that didn't have separate meters.
Right.
So it was a lot of research like that, but it got them to a point where they now have a very viable water system. They know what their costs are. That one, which was enormous, took about a year to do. It took a long time because we had all their data, but then we found lots of mistakes. We found errors. We found coding errors in the property information, those kinds of things. But it's amazing what you do with a computer.
You had mentioned GIS.
Yes.
Is that something that you do?
Yes. Yeah.
Basis? We had discussed it with the county and then it fell through.
Yeah. And what we do in most of the places is we work with the counties. Usually what we do is on your behalf, we secure whatever data the county has on you. We generally generate new data sets. So like maybe we generate a new data set of all of your water lines. We then give it back to the county. So there's a data sharing aspect of this. So that, so like in Rensselaer County, most of their GIS layers for probably the vast majority of their communities are actually generated in our office and we gave them back to them. Columbia County, same thing.
When did you GIS meet?
Everything.
The whole thing.
Everything.
We have some cabinets with where they used to put things.
Yeah.
Stone, very stone.
Yeah.
Right, so
We-
it's
we
really
close them in
mapping,
cases.
Yeah.
data,
Yeah.
that kind of.
Our mapping needs to be
Yeah.
Real.
I was in Beacon earlier today, and we're doing an asset management plan for them. And a big chunk of the asset management plan is taking all their paper maps, digitizing them, and saying, here's where the water line is, here's where the sewer line, there's drainage on this street, there's, whatever. And then we have this kid, he really is a kid, who created a program that actually the computer went through and picked up every fire hydrant in the community. And then placed them geographically in the world. numbered them sequentially so that the city actually now knows how many fire hydrants they have. First time ever. So there's a lot of
Well,
power
that
in
one
that
guy
kind of
that knows
stuff.
how many fires.
Yeah,
He painted every one. And then he hugs them because he's
Yeah.
drenched. He's right.
We usually wait for a project, you
Yep.
know, you got a big capital project, that becomes part of it.
Yep.
You know, because usually folks can't pay for that as a separate activity.
Right. Now, like Beacon got a grant to do it, and that's why it made sense. You know, their grant's paying for a chunk of it, but they're also they decided that this was really important to them, and they wanted to know where all these things were. And they wanted to know, is the water line on the north side or the south side of the street?
The fire department votes as a block.
That was a big driver.
Chris mentioned
Fire
something,
department.
did you bring that up with them as well?
The INI, yeah.
Yeah,
The GIS we tie into that,
yes.
so you,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
two birds, one stone right there.
And especially with a lot of, depending on how you do your metering, if you do the cloud-based metering, you can, you know, so you put meters in your manholes, upload to the cloud, and direct it
That's
to your
probably
GIS system.
one of the first things that we should work on. is,
Yeah. And that might be something that you guys are gonna help with.
Oh,
I wouldn't
yeah.
be surprised if these guys
Yeah.
Yeah.
are gonna wind up offering that as a service for their communities, because they're there every day,
Yeah.
literally every day, so they're building that GIS database. So whether that's us or whether that's these guys, whoever does it the most efficient way.
Well, a lot of times what it is the data collection, and then now you got it, how do you make it into a map, right? Because that's not, you're not the map people, but they collect the data, we make the map out of the data that they collected.
One of the pipes that were cambered, I thought it was a wooden main. That's how much wood it was going. Nutrition line.
Yeah.
And it was like, I guess we gotta fix the water line. No, that's not the water line.
Well, it sort of is a water line.
After.
Just
It's
use
water.
water.
Previously enjoyed.
Previously, it's not a used cars, previously road testing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Road testing water.
Exactly.
All right, well, we took a lot of your time
Yeah,
here, guys.
So we can definitely get you some references, no question about that. If you have more questions or anything else that you're thinking about, let us know. You know, these guys are great, we're working with them in a number of their places. You know, so that partnership is really, really important as well. It's a lot of value.
Much easier for our current situation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hopefully
Nice
see
to
you
meet
later.
you. Thank you.
All right?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as
Thank
well.
you.
Pleasure,
Nice to meet you.
thank you.
Yeah.
You awake?
I'm awake, I was the cricket in the back.
Exactly.
No, it sounds very interesting. What it really means is somebody to,
So,
Yeah.
Don't do a one-on-one.
put it all together, you got
so we're done by the
It's
18th.
connected to the meeting.
Yeah, exactly. It's
3 weeks
come
will
in
be
and-
plenty,
All
right?
one.
Yeah.
So if we start a little early?
Thank you.
Sure.
It's a little early.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Any questions, light up the email, and we're driving through all the
Thank
time.
you very much, guys. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. I got you.
Get out.
Nice to see you.
He gave it to us to
Do my.
You're excited about
Good.
the
All right.
the new plant?
So you're closer.
So you're good?
I look at it all day.
Closer, I'd be, we go fishing,
No.
go through closer down, we went fishing down the reservoir.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. Mary Beth, closer.
Really?
He grew up in the country too.
Right.
So did he.
You probably went.
Which country?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds viable. Put everything together, everything connects.
What's that? I'm sorry?
Sounded like
Yes.
something very interesting to have done, it puts everything together.
I agree. Pausing it? We'll pause it.
Pause.